Ten Hag's very first season at Manchester United took him to third place, and Manchester City have just won the treble with 115 charges against their name. And the treble doesn't even matter, and I'm not salty at all. So we're here today to get United their very own treble, and a proper treble as well. And this time with Erik ten Hag at the helm. We've created a 4-3-3 for his 23-24 season. We're going to be signing as many realistic transfers as possible, so stick around to see United lift a proper treble. What's going on there, guys? Kempi here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another rebuild from myself. And this is actually my fourth Manchester United rebuild of the year, but it's a brand new season, and I love United. As you can tell, I've got a framed 99 Champions League treble winning top, which is why I'm so salty that we are not now the only team to win a treble. But I can admit, Manchester City, well done, you brought a treble. Congratulations. We're going to be today making a proper treble. Now you can see I'm on the proper database, the updated database as well as released. And we're going to be having some good fun on this one. I've got it so transfers can be made. We are in charge of Manchester United, but there is a key man who is still at the club, and that man is Erik ten Hag. Now he is going to be basically the assistant doing the training and the matches, etc. But in terms of transfers, it is all going to be through us, and I'm going to be signing players for ten Hag to stick in to this wonderful 4-3-3 that I have made, which I think is going to be the formation Manchester United use next season. Now we're going to go through this right away. It's going to be a sweeper keeper on support in goal. Tackle harder. We need a new goalkeeper, don't we? I mean, even if the game against Inter Milan, Man City, Onana, outrageous with his feet, and apparently he's available. We could have signed him already watching this. We could also be owned by Qatar, so that would be fantastic. Winger on back on support on the right-hand side will stay wider. Wing back on support on the left-hand side will stay wider and dribble more, because Luke Shaw loves a little dribble. Two ball-playing defenders, both on defending and command in DM with no further instructions. A box-to-box midfielder on the left-hand side of the centre mid role. Shoot less often, get further forward, move into channels and tackle harder. That is going to be the cover star. Mason Mount, you need to come to United. I think we're going to get this deal over the line, and that is going to be his role. Ahmed Zala on attack on the right-hand side of centre mid, dribble more and tackle harder. Bruno Fernandes is going to be an absolute pivotal player for United still. Roam from position and tackle harder on the right-hand side. Inside forward on attack, the Marcus Rashford role with shoot more often, roam from position and tackle harder. And then advance forward up top on attack with take fewer risks, roam from position and tackle harder. The mentality is set to attack in. I think setting up in this 4-3-3 system, we're going to be able to be a bit more front-footed next season. Two very progressive number 8s. It's going to be superb, and I cannot wait for next season because it's going to be great fun. We've got a fairly wide attacking width. We've got player out defence, shorter passing directness, a high tempo, be more expressive and low crosses. Take short kicks, distribute quickly, counter and counter press. Now I have got take short kicks on, but I have not put it to distribute anywhere because I think whatever goalkeeper we decide to sign, I think he's going to be able to distribute pretty much anywhere. And out of possession, I've got it as a high press system, prevent the short distribution, press much more often and get stuck in. Now what I have done finances wise is obviously we are going to be getting brand new owners, whether that's Jim Ratcliffe or Qatar. I've not gone full Qatar. I've not gone for Jim Ratcliffe money. I've simply cleared the debt and given me an extra 70 million in transfers. I think you guys would admit that was fair. I had 15 million pounds to spend, which is absolutely nothing. I think whatever owner comes in, he's going to clear, well, they're going to clear this debt. So that is the play that I have gone with. Sadly, I haven't sort of updated the board, so it still shows as that ratty little Avram Glazer is the owner of the club. That's not the case in this universe. Change that name to Sir Jim Ratcliffe or to Sheikh Jassim. So I've tried to go sort of in the middle of the two. We've got £75 million to spend, and we're going to be doing this as realistically as possible. We're going to be selling a few boys. We're going to be keeping a few lads around. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is De Gea is not staying around. But let's get into the Season 1 transfers for a realistic rebuild of Manchester United. Before we go any further and I'll show you the transfers I think we're making for this summer, if you guys can make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and follow on anything you can. I've got a second channel where I talk about things all United. I've done the preview and a review for the FA Cup final. Throughout the summer, we're going to do transfer news. When we get a transfer in, we're doing sort of sporadic videos on there as I go back in to full-time job wise. We are obviously doing this pretty much as a full-time job on the side as well, so any support you can give is amazing. And if you do feel like you can give any more support, there is also a Patreon down below as well. There's a £2 tier, general support tier. There's a rebuild file tier where you guys will be able to pick up this rebuild as well, and that is only available to Patreon members. So head down there, and if you are available to give any further support, you're absolute legends like Brandon and Scott here, and anyone that has signed up in the sort of last week. Your name won't be on here yet. I am pre-recording, as like I said, starting a brand new job. It's going to be mental to try and do both of these full time, but I'm not going to let you guys down, and that is going to be what we are doing. Now, first of all, the 3 signings we have made in this part of the window is Rasmus Højlund. This is a striker I believe Manchester United should definitely head out and sign. £30 million we've paid for him. I think it's going to be about that in real life, to be honest. 40 million euros, I think is what being sort of labelled. So 30 million quid. 20 years of age, 6'3". Højlund versus Haaland just sounds fun as well. And he's a United fan, which is even better. So Rasmus Højlund is our signing. He's already worth £80 million. What an absolute demon we have brought in there. And the other one, another absolute demon, Kim Min Jae. Again, highly linked with Manchester United in real life. We decided to trigger his release clause, £39 million. I'll be surprised if we don't do this one in real life. There's talk is between Kim Min Jae and Axel Diassi from AS Monaco. I've gone with Kim Min Jae. I think he's the better of the 2 signings and an absolutely solid centre-back as well. And the last signing is I've gone big on the goalkeeper. Diogo Costa has come in. I did reveal earlier, David De Gea not sticking around. We are going to need a ball-playing goalkeeper, and Diogo Costa is fantastic. I really like this guy in real life. He had a few wiggly moments in the World Cup, but I think he's the man we need to go out and bring in. Spend big on him, £65 million. He is in. Mason Mount has also been brought in for £82 million. Now this one, I had to finance a lot of it down the line. I've already made, my decision that Mount was going to be in and be that left-sided box midfielder. He was the last player I brought. £10 million is what we paid to start off with, 70 million over finances. So that was a little bit unrealistic, but I think finances-wise, I probably sold myself a little bit short, and recouping money for some of these Manchester United players was absolutely impossible. But £82 million has been brought in. Mason Mount, I hope we don't pay that much in real life, but to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me. It's Manchester United at the end of the day. And another box-to-box midfielder I have brought in is Mateus Franca. Just £10 million on him. He's a youngster from Flamengo, a very good player, and I'm very happy to bring him in as well. I did think I also brought in Adrian Rabiot, but I think that was actually in the tactic save, so Rabiot is not in. We did manage to sell a few players. We managed to bring in £57 million overall. 15 million for Harry Maguire, 10 million for Brandon Williams, who, by the way, absolute legend for what he done on Saturday night. £8 million for Fred. Fredrickson has left. Kobe Mainu out on loan to Bristol City. Facundo Pellistri out on loan to Sheffield United. Charlotte Chorotire and Alvaro Fernandez back out on loan to Middlesbrough as well. Ethan Laird to Coventry. Isaac Hansen-Aaron's got out on loan. Donny van der Beek could not get 10 million for him, so he's got out on loan to Spurs. Charlie McNeil on loan to Northampton. Charlie Savage has left the club. Alex Telles to Lens. Bailly to Olympiacos. Dean Henderson, £5.5 million to set out Real San Sebastian. Gutted about that. Should have got at least 20 million for him. So Dan Iqbal, I did actually sell for £9 million. We have got a buyback on him, I believe, of I think it's 8 million. So it's not even that much. I might be lying, but it's 50% buyback, and I think there's a buyback clause in him as well. And Anthony Alanga also going to Lens for £11 million, which means the few players we couldn't get rid of. It was a tough window. But Diego Costa is going to be our goalkeeper. Diego Dalot at right back. Rafa Varane and Martinez are 2 starting centre backs. Luke Shaw at left back. Casemiro in DM. Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes, the 2 midfielders. Anthony as that right winger. Rashford as that left winger. And full trust has gone into Rasmus Højlund to lead the line for Manchester United. Now, I don't think we're going to go ahead and get Kane this summer. I think it's going to be a little bit too much money. You never know. If we do get the Qataris come in, it's very possible we could get Harry Kane. But I think it's more likely we sign someone like Højlund this summer and keep Martial about as his backup, and then eventually bring in Kane next summer on a free contract. Garnacho is looking fantastic as well. He's going to be the backup to Marcus Rashford this season. Sancho the backup to Anthony. Franca and Ericsson in midfield. McTominay I decided to keep hold of. I couldn't get Rabiot in on a free, actually. I remember that now. He chose Liverpool, I think, instead. So McTominay stayed around. Malacia, Kim Min Jae, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, and Mati Kovar as the backup goalkeeper to Diego Costa. Dishon Bernard, Diallo, Hannibal, and Dan Gore as well. We're going to be staying around to deputise the squad as the youngsters I'm a huge United fan in real life, so I'm quite passionate about the youth, and I believe we've got a lot of young talent at this squad, so it'll be interesting to see how well we can develop them as well. We're going to be going ahead in this rebuild as far as it takes us, as long as it takes us to win our very own treble. The Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup. We're not doing the Liverpool treble and winning the League Cup as well. That doesn't count. That's not a real treble, is it? So in the rebuild, in the tactics sim, we won the league in the first season. Let's go ahead and see if we can win the league again with this side. Now I've got the signings in. Let's go GGMU. Well, the first season has not ended with any silverware. Season 1 of Erik ten Hag in real life. Obviously, we ended up winning the Carabao Cup, getting to the final of the FA Cup. Well, second season syndrome has not gone quite as well. We've ended up coming third in the Premier League, same as real life, and actually 4 points better off as well, which is fantastic to see. A 56 goal difference hanging with Liverpool and Manchester City. Liverpool, a massive revival this season. Manchester City doing Manchester City type things. I hope they didn't win the Champions League. They didn't. AC Milan, who beat us in the semi-finals, ended up winning that one. FA Cup wise, quarter-finals by Arsenal, and that was eventually won by Arsenal. 6-0 winners against Bournemouth, and the Carabao Cup knocked out by Wolves, who got to the final and lost to Liverpool. So not the greatest of seasons in terms of silverware, but one person that had an absolutely barnstorming season is Rasmus Højlund. 36 goals in 51 appearances in the league, 27 in 35. What an absolute demon he is on Football Manager. Fantastic talent, and he's done very, very well. Bruno Fernandes with 21 goals, 21 assists, and in the league, 15 and 14. An unreal season alongside Mason Mount. 8 goals and 9 assists sitting next to him. 5 and 7 in the league. A decent enough season, 49 appearances as that box midfielder has done very well. Marcus Rashford, 21 goals, 7 assists, a slight drop off to his season this season in real life, but still a very, very good year. And Alejandro Garnacho with 8 goals and 6 assists. I love to see that. 6 and 5, 25 appearances, 37 appearances off the bench this season. So Garnacho, a very, very good player. It's difficult to really get him into the team. I think this is the only thing that might hamper him in real life, is Rashford is so good. How does he get in on that left-hand side? I don't know. It's going to be baffling to see how this man develops. He's actually chosen Spain this universe as well, which is a little bit interesting. 8 goals and 13 from just 18 starts for Eriksen. 8 goals, 15 assists for Anthony. 7 goals, 12 assists for Sancho. And 7 goals for big Kim Min-jae as well. What an absolute demon he has been. In the data hub, we're looking at a 2.61 goals per game. 1.13 conceded per game as well. Is actually quite decent. In terms of the team overall stats, we scored the most goals with 99. A little nod to 99. This is a treble-winning campaign. Well, treble-winning rebuild. 99. 1999, it all makes sense. Viewers conceded, we were down in 8th position, conceded maybe too many goals. Possession-wise, 56% possession, down in 7th. We had the most shots all season, so fast, fun, attractive football is what Erik ten Hag is going to bring to Manchester United. In terms of the low knees, who done the best out here? That's what we want to see. Potential-wise, Kobe Mainu, very, very decent. Let's set this to the right bit here so we can actually see what we want to see. We want to see selection info, Will. 39 appearances for Kobe Mainu. That is what this guy needs in real life. 37 for Alvaro Fernandez. Again, it'll be interesting to see if he can ever break in to sort of the Man United squad. Of Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw both doing so well in real life. It'll be interesting to see what we do with Alvaro Fernandez. Isaac Cantillon getting 16 goals over at Jeonbuk in South Korea is quite nice to see. 43 appearances for Amari Forson. Reece Bennett doing very well as well. Mark Gerardo doing bits. Ethan Laird, an absolute talent in real life, has just been massively hampered by injuries. Coventry were in the Premier League in this sim. Obviously the playoffs aren't quite up to date as you start this new save, so yeah, Luton's in the Championship. They're going to get relegated anyway. They've got 15 points, so that's exactly what they've done. Burnley with 16, Sheffield United with 21, and Haaland with 40 goals. So, if any of us thought Haaland's, won it all with Man City, he'll just chill next season. Yeah, according to Football Manager, possibly not. So it's going to be a fun season. The next season in real life, I hope this is sort of where we're sitting again. A bit more of a challenge. If we can swap us and Liverpool in this table, I'll be quite happy with this season, and maybe another trophy as well would be beautiful. Let's see what transfers we can make. We've got lots and lots of money, £174 million to spend. There is absolutely no tomfoolery from myself here. I've simply cleared the debts in what an owner is going to do in real life. And I think this shows the financial pull of Manchester United, the sponsors we have, the money we can bring in from merchandise sales, and overall Man United will just run itself. Whoever buys us is going to upgrade the stadium, upgrade the training facilities, and let us cook, really. So £174 million to spend, £583,000 in wage budget as well. Let's go and see what fun we can have in the market, keeping it as realistic as possible. Signing players for Erik ten Hag, season number 2. What signings can we make? Well, I've brought in Erik ten Hag's man, Jurrien Timber, has been brought in to Manchester United. There was a lot of talk, obviously the summer of his first window, that Timber could be coming to United. We ended up going with the Butcher, and we know how well that went. So Jurrien Timber has come in for £82 million from Ajax, and he is going to be locked in to this right back position. We shouldn't see much of him at centre back. He is going to be our right back, and he's going to be fantastic in this right back role as well. As that wing back on support, he is going to be an absolute demon. There's another couple of signings as well. Kenneth Taylor, £68 million again from Ajax. I didn't actually try and make this the case that we signed Ajax players, but Kenneth Taylor has got 4-star potential. He actually was that 5-star, the little white star as well. He looks unbelievable. 16 stamina, 17 determination. He's probably going to be the replacement for Casemiro in this anchorman role. He's got the strength. He needs to just improve that defensive work a little bit, but he is absolutely fantastic as a signing. 22 years of age as well. Extremely consistent, loves a big match, and is a true Ten Hag signing. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is this 2010. He's coming as well, but this time on a free contract. A 29-year-old has developed into an unbelievable player in real life. Has been linked to United for as long as I can remember, to be honest. And that last season, this season coming up in real life with Lazio, he had a 7.25 average rating, didn't renew his contract, and we only had to pay 145 grand to get this man in. It seemed like an absolute no-brainer to get this done as well. Loves a big match, extremely consistent, and you can imagine him next to Bruno Fernandes with Mason Mount as his understudy. What an absolute window. We've brought in John Ruddy. I decided to try and bring in our very own Scott Carson. John Ruddy, I like him. He qualifies as, English registration. Why not? And the last signing as well is someone that I think is a bit of a, different signing to bring in for Manchester United. And that's Victor Gyökeres from Coventry. Obviously, the guy has carried Coventry, they're very similar clubs to be honest. The guy has carried Coventry to, a playoff final last season in real life, and has got some fantastic stats on FM. Great aggression, great determination, decent finishing, amazing work rate, good pace. He's only a 2-star player, but Rasmus Højlund has been unbelievable last season. Marcus Rashford, as a backup rotation to him, as well as Victor Gyökeres, could get Garnacho more game time, which leaves our squad looking extremely, extremely strong. Costa, Timber, Kim-Min-jae, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Fernandes, Mount, Anthony, Rashford, Højlund, with a bench of Kovar, Dalot, Lindelof, Varane, Malacia, Kobe Mainoo, Kenneth Taylor, Milinkovic-Savic, Sancho, Garnacho, Gyökeres, Ruddy, Diallo, Christian Eriksen, and Wan-Bissaka. A very, very strong side here for Manchester United going into season number 2. And again, quite realistic in my opinion. In terms of sales, we ended up getting rid of Donny van de Beek finally to Napoli for £10 million. It was an absolute slog to get rid of him, but we managed to finally get rid of him. McTominay also left to Spurs for £20 million. In terms of anyone being released, that was last season. There's a few here. Deschamps Bernard and Martial have been released, as well as Tenamengi and Willy Kambawalawa as well have also gone. So it's time for season 2. We're back in the big competitions. Another season in the Champions League, this time with its new rules. An FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League. How many trophies can we bring in? Let's get right into it. Comments in down below, guys. How many seasons is this going to take us to win the treble? You know how dominant Manchester City are, you know how dominant Liverpool are, but how many seasons is it going to take this United side to get the treble? Get it in the comments down below and we'll see if you're correct. This season is a Premier League trophy, 83 points, level on points with Liverpool. We have beat them due to our fantastic goal difference, and this time Højlund didn't even score that many goals, only 17 all season, just goals from all over the place, which is lovely to see. A fantastic finish to the season as well, and we was top for the last couple of days in the schedule. We ended up beating Forest 4-0, Spurs 3-1 on the final day, and a fantastic finish to the season. Champions League Arsenal seem to be our arch rivals. They ended up beating us in the quarterfinals. FA Cup quarterfinaled by Newcastle. City went on to win that one. But, you know, the other cup, everyone wants to win. Everyone wants the Premier League, the Champions League and the Carabao Cup. Possibly the Carabao Cup at the top of all of them, as we know this season. That, alongside the Bangkok Trophy, are the two biggest in the world. And we've won this one in this season. A 2-0 victory over Manchester City. Out of that, lads, Rasmus Højlund and Marcus Rashford scoring the goals for us. Haaland with a 6.2. I've seen that way too much recently in real life as well. The signings have been fantastic for us though. 30 goals for Højlund, 20 goals from centre mid for Milinkovic-Savic. 45 appearances he made this season. 16 and 15 for Rashford, 16 and 14 for Anthony, 12 and 16 for Bruno, 9 and 3 for Garnacho, 7 again from Kim Min-jae, 7 and 8 from Sancho, 3 goals, 10 assists from Mason Mount. Amad Diallo's played a few games. Kenneth Taylor, you know, rotating in that DM role, 6 games. 4 assists for him as well. 39 games for Jurien Timber at right back. Luke Shaw's played 40. Costa's played 61. Kobe Mainoo's played 3, 26 on the bench. We love to see that. Has Casemiro played many games? I can't see his name on it. Oh, he's played 44 and got 7 off the bench as well. So I imagine we're now sort of going to see Varane, you know, 38 games. He's coming to the end. Casemiro, 44. He's coming to the end. We've won the Premier League. We've won the Carabao Cup. We've got £160 million to spend. There's a few spoilers in there we might try and bring in for this summer. Imagine you didn't see them is probably the best thing I'd say. Finances wise, £160 million. Lots of money in the bank. No debt. Again, only 80 million in transfer debt. Let's go and see if we can sign Frankie de Jong for this third season, shall we? I mean, you haven't seen that already. Haha, I got you. You thought we were signing Frankie de Jong. Well, he rejected us and we didn't get him in. So we've had to go to a few different signings. And number one, the signing we've made is Alejandro Balde. He was on that screen and he's a fantastic young left-back for Barcelona in real life. Again, I can see it being a sort of realistic signing. Barcelona, a couple of years, are probably not going to be a club. We're going to have to sell absolutely everyone. So we're going to bring in Alejandro Balde at left-back, just £26 million. Ethan Patera, another great young centre-back. This guy is 5'9", he's left-footed and he's only 19 years of age. So he sounds like the perfect understudy to Lisandro Martinez. So we brought him in for £25 million. The next signing is Big Benny Sesko. The guy is just not developed that well at RB Leipzig. Played 27 games, 6 goals. Played 15 games, 9 goals. He's bagging in the goals, but to be honest, hasn't developed as we maybe thought he would have in real life. I mean, I don't know what I'm clicking at this point. Looking at his overview, he's only got a 2.5-star current ability, a 3-star potential ability, and apparently always gets injured. I mean, he's currently got a broken lower leg. Fantastic. But signed for just £30 million, a backup to Rasmus Højlund. Unbelievable signing in that one. And the last one we've made is Desire Dewey. Now, this guy is a 20-year-old centre midfielder, 5-star potential, signed from Rennes. We've tried to get in before the hype. He's worth £85 million. We've spent 45. He's got 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 16 flair, 16 dribbling, 16 agility. We love to see that on Desire Dewey, looking like an absolutely banging signing. And in terms of players going out as well, Eriksen's gone on a free. Malacia's gone to Benfica for £27.5 million. They go offsetting the money on Alejandro Balde. Lindelof has gone to Aston Villa for 25. Van der Beek went last summer as well. And again, in terms of players being released this summer, John Ruddy, we had a great time, mate. You won an FA, you won a Carabao Cup in the Premier League. Good job, son. Will Fisher's gone. Facundo Pellistri didn't quite develop. Toby Collier, Charlie McNeil and Tom Wooster as well. Sadly for McNeil, again, just doesn't develop very well on this year's game. So a bit of an odd one. Hopefully that is updated next season. The team for this year is Costa, Timber, Kim Min-jae, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Kenneth Taylor in the 6, Bruno, Mount, Anthony, Rashford, Højlund, Kovar, Dalot, Botera, Varane, Balde make up the backup defence. Casemiro, Dewey, Milinkovic-Savic, Sancho, Garnacho, Sesko, Mainoo, Diallo, Victor Gyökeres. I think it's a very, very strong side. We've still got £53 million to spend and £700,000 in wage budget. I'm not going to be spending it, to be honest, because there's not really much point. In terms of young players coming through as well, we've got an absolute demon in Kevin Day, a Canadian striker, winger. I don't know what he is. He's got great determination, great pace, but only 9 finishing. He's come through the academy as well, already worth £40 million. We've got Jordi Forte, an English centre-back slash midfielder. We'll see what he develops into. I've also got Divine Mohammed, a right mid from Ireland. We've got Craig Pearce as well. So the youth academy again at United is fantastic. We know that. We're the greatest club in the world. Predicted to come third this season. Let's see what we can do for season number 3. Back-to-back Premier League champions. Rasmus Højlund, 27 goals, 22 wins, 11 draws and 5 losses. What a season for the lads. 88 goals scored overall. Possession-wise sitting on 56. Conceded-wise only 36. An unbelievable season in the Premier League. A 2-1 victory in the FA Cup final as well. Ben Sesko and Amad Diallo scoring the goals in this one to beat Man City and lift 2 parts of the treble. The only question is the Champions League. Surely we've not done it already. We've got to a final and we're going to be playing that up next. So the team going into this one then, the Champions League final, is going to be Diego Costa in goal. A back four of Kim Min-jae, Martinez, Balde and Timber. Casemiro in the 6. Ahead of him is Bruno Fernandes and Milinkovic-Savic. Anthony on the right, Rashford on the left, Højlund up top. And the PSG team 3 years in. There's some names here that aren't normally there. It's Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Kimpembe, Tavares. Fairly standard. You've then got Agate, who's the sign of real life. Vitinha, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Darwizi. That's pretty strong. And as well as Kylian Mbappe, obviously, is still here as well. Ten Hag's going to take over the press conference and everything like that. And we can just sit here and, you know, listen to this beautiful Champions League music. She'll be back at Old Trafford next season. If you guys want to see any match day vlogs from Old Trafford, you know, subscribe to the second channel because that is where they will be. I'll be letting you guys know on the main channel as well, but when they come out, second channel, we talk all things United, we talk all things football, massive transfers. I need to probably do a Messi video, don't I? Because that's quite a big transfer, Messi to the MLS. And speaking of the MLS, there was an ultimate guide a few days ago, and there is also going to be an Inter Miami rebuild coming up this weekend. So look forward to that one. Let's get right into this massive game. We've got through the first highlight rubbish where it means absolutely nothing, and we're going to go straight now into a full sort of live video here. Marquinhos at the back to Donnarumma to Kimpembe. PSG building out from the back already. Højlund is hot on their heels. However, Højlund does dispossess him. Can he find someone? That's not great, that, is it? He does dispossess the back for the defender, but he doesn't end up doing too much with the ball, and he does have his shot blocked and away for a corner. Bruno Fernandes is going to whip this one in. Can we get a header? It's handed easy to Donnarumma, and that's probably going to be the end of that highlight. It is indeed. A cagey start to this game. Both teams not really having too many opportunities. Just the one shot, and it was that pretty shocker from Rasmus Højlund, but we are dominant on possession to start things off, which is nice to see. And Alejandro Balde is on the ball. He finds Marcus Rashford to Martinez to Balde down the left-hand side. He beats Darwizi like he's not even there. Balde again beats Darwizi, whips it in. Højlund, it's blocked beyond for another corner, but we are on pushing. PSG do not know what to do. We are all over them 15 minutes in. They might as well leave the stadium. Bruno Fernandes, what can you do from this corner? It's a ball in. Martinez doesn't win it. Bruno gets the ball again. Finds Milinkovic-Savic. Can he batter it? It's blocked. Oh, it's gone absolutely everywhere. Oh, that was a bit weird. Nothing's happened in the end. We're back watching Rice, Odegaard play with the ball, but Rice has given it to Rashford, his teammate. Balde, knock it down the left. He does. Rashford, get it across. He does. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, you've got to be finishing it, Bruno. It's saved by Gianluigi Donnarumma. And it's still 0-0 somehow in this game. Bruno Fernandes just 2 minutes later with a corner ball. He's going to whip it in. Who's going to get their head on it? It's not Kim and Jay. It drops to Savic to Rashford. Oh, it's been blocked again in a way. Press them in. Oh, we've not got enough passion. No passion, no fight, no desire. It's still 0-0 21 minutes in. That is a dominant start to the game, however. PSG are going to try and build out from the back. Can we get another mistake out of them? That's the question. Probably not 2 in 20 minutes. That would be a bit outrageous. Rice just gives to the ball again. Declan Rice, do you want to come to United? Rashford on the ball. Rashford, mate. You better fix up because that's another chance you bottled there. Sticking it over the bar. 26 minutes in. It's been a good game for us so far. Mbappe with a free kick. Loops it in. Kim Min-jae does head it clear. Mbappe's going to get back on this one again, however. He's going to burst down the right-hand side. Do not bring him down. Rashford. That's superb. And the ball pen abilities now of Costa. You saw it there. He finds Big Timber on the right-hand side. He finds Kim Min-jae to Bruno Fernandes. He's going to turn and find Anthony. He's going to do a great ball over the top to Rasmus Højlund, who goes through on goal. He blasts it. Donnarumma saves it and is cleared for another corner. We've got to start taking these chances. 30 minutes in. We are absolutely dominant in this game. Bruno Fernandes with a corner ball. Whips it in. Oh, Kim Min-jae won the header, but he puts it wide. Another golden opportunity for these lads. Look at that XG chart. It's absolutely off the scales. Only 31 minutes into this game as well. Declan Rice finds Darwizzy, Kim Min-jae, and that's fantastic. Rashford, Højlund, what can you do with it? Slip it. Oh, he should have cut it in behind. Balde does go for that pass eventually, and it's just going to be cleared with Hakimi on the ball, who's going to set it back to Donnarumma. Why didn't you miss that and let it go in, Donnarumma? It's a long clearance forward. Kim Min-jae take a touch. You don't teach that sort of stuff. What a backline this would be. Balde down the ball now on the left-hand side. What's he going to do with it? He finds a ball into Rashford. He finds Højlund. Højlund scores, but is he offside? Rasmus Højlund, what a finish. 32 minutes in, he sticks it in the back of the net. But is it enough to give us the lead? It's a goal review. Is he offside? Oh, he's offside. I thought he timed it to perfection for goal number 45, but it was just off. Oh, Rasmus, it's so close, but it's not quite enough. PSG are holding on by the skin of their teeth here. Tavares is battered already, to be fair to him. 40 minutes in, we should be leading this game, but PSG have a corner. It's Vitinha on the ball. He's going to whip it in. Can we head it clear? Oh, we don't even need to. Look what a goalkeeper who comes out and claims it does to a side. He gets it. He's going to drop it to his feet, isn't he? Please, Costa, just do the full shebang. Oh, I didn't want to see that. A long ball is not what we wanted to see. But it does end up with Bruno winning the ball. And Anthony now, who is injured and is going to have to be taken off at half-time. Timber finds Anthony to Bruno. Back to Kim Min-jae. This is superb. Kim Min-jae to Bruno, to Timber, to Anthony. Find it. Oh, it's on the ball I wanted, but Balde is on the ball. Can he set in Rashford behind him? He sets in Højlund. Oh, it's another save from Donnarumma, and Højlund's had so many chances. Bruno Fernandes now with a free kick. It's whipped in. What's happening? It's cleared away, and Vitinha is on the ball. Donnarumma clears it long. And again, Martinez, a little touch, and we'll bring it down, and we'll build up from the back again. He switches to Jurriën Timber, his old best mate over there. Timber finds Anthony down the right. Anthony, get it back on that left foot and whip it in. He does that. Rashford with a goal, and it's 1-0 to Manchester United. His 21st of the season, and that is a very important goal just before half-time. What a finish there from Marcus Rashford, and we've done it. 1 minute added on. We're going to be going in at half-time leading. And that is massive for this first half. 11 shots to their 3. We are on top in this one, but probably not as on top as we would like to be. It's going to be a highlight straight from kickoff. This can change the game very quickly. It's Martinez on the ball. He finds Balde down the left-hand side. If we get a second now, it's game over. It's Rashford down the left. He wants to bring a Champions League back to Manchester. He finds Milinkovic-Savic. He flicks it up. Knocks it back to Balde. Whips it in. Bruno Fernandes. And Donnarumma saves it. Just 25 seconds into this half. We haven't brought Anthony off just yet because he is on a 7.6 rating and doing very, very well, to be fair to him. Balde now on the ball. Finds Casemiro. Balde. Can you whip it in? Can you whip it in, Balde? He can. Bruno's there again. Doesn't win that one. Rice clears it. It does drop to Timber. To Anthony. Maybe now is the time, Anthony. It's 50 minutes in. He's tried his injury after half time. Oh, but look at the passion. And then he's lost it again. We know Anthony's got a lot of passion. Oh, Tavares does beat his man Timber. Tavares down the left-hand side. Can he whip it in? He can. Oh, Costa with a save. Good job, Costa. Good job, son. Holds it into his chest. And now after 50 minutes in, we are going to take Anthony off and we're going to bring on... Oh, I really want to bring on... Garnacho's coming on. Garnacho's going to do it. He's going to ruin Nuno Tavares at that left-hand side there. Odegaard knocking it back to Darwizzy. He finds Rice. Burst into the box and we've somehow cleared the ball and Garnacho's going to bring it clear. He finds a long ball to Højlund. And he was going to go for on goal, but he's not quite. I genuinely thought Rice was about to break our hearts there. We're going to encourage the lads. An hour in. I think it's almost time as well for Rashford to go up top. Bruno on the ball here. Can he whip it in? He can. Kim Min-jae. Has it got in? Oh, it's not got in. Kim Min-jae's hit the post. It's rolled across the line. And no one's reacted to it. And it's cleared. What an absolute Champions League final this is. Oh, we've got another highlight. I was about to make a change, but Bruno keeps it in, whips it into Rashford, who heads it over the bar. And Rashford is going to be on fire today. He's going to go up top. Højlund's going to come off. Sancho's going to come on. We're going to put Garnacho on the left, Sancho on the right. And we're going to bring on Mason Mount as well for Milinkovic-Savic and see what he can do in this last half an hour with a cover star. Can Mason Mount bring it home for United? Can he bring in the treble that he's probably going to promise when he signs that deal on the dotted line? It goes back into Kimpembe, to right, to Marquinhos. Rashford now pressing from the front. Garnacho on the left wins the interception. Can he find a great ball? That's fantastic. He finds Rashford. Can he get in the box? Oh, it's a shocking touch from Rashford. Absolutely shocking. And we are out of position. And Declan Rice can bring it clear for PSG. But Mason Mount beats his old best mate to that one. And he finds Sancho down the right-hand side. Whips it. Oh, it's a poor ball from Sancho. Oh, that was a chance there. And PSG now might have a counter-attack. And it's Mbappe on the ball. Takes it wide. Cuts it back in to Odegaard. And it breaks the Manchester United hearts at 1-1 in the 68th minute. Mbappe with the ball cut back. Fair play with a finish with Martin Odegaard. Not what we wanted to see, but it's what happened. And Mbappe, you know, a lot of quality in this side. Martinez not having the greatest game today. Maybe we bring on Rafa Varane for that experienced head. And oh, not for Kim Min-jae. Oh, we don't want to do that, do we? We want to get Kim Min-jae back on for Martinez. Martinez to the left, Kim Min-jae to the left-hand side. And we'll bring on Dallo as well for Timber. Get a little bit of attackiness down this right-hand side with Sancho. 20 minutes to go. This game has been energetic. It's been 11 minutes of recording already. It's a long, long game, but there's been highlights central. I've got to say that. Rice, a poor pass, and Dallo intercepts this one. What are you going to do with Dallo? He's just fresh on. Surely he's going to beat his man. He finds Bruno, who beats his man, whips it in. It's cleared. It drops to Sancho, to Mason Mount, to Dallo, to Casemiro, to Alejandro Balde down the left-hand side, to Mason Mount. Balde again on the ball. Oh, Vitinha dispossesses him. And surely! Rashford, wake up! Oh, Neely. So close. Sancho dispossesses. He finds Bruno. Is the goal going to be from here? Bruno whips it in. Garnacho. Oh. So many chances, just not putting the ball in the back of the net. This has gone on a lot longer than I expected it to. I've got to say that. 10 minutes to go in this game. We've encouraged the lads. Can we bring it home? It's 1-1 against a team who we know love to win games and break hearts. PSG, we've got another highlight. It's Dallo. He goes short to Sancho. Don't lose the ball. Dallo, Bruno, Casemiro. Loves a winner. Sancho on the ball to the right-hand side. Oh, it's a shocking touch. Sancho. You're still letting me down 3 years into the future, my son. Oh, it's going to be Bruno on the ball to whip it in. Can we get a header on this one and make it 2-1 in the 87th minute? Bruno Fernandes. Come on. A lot of time wasting going on. It's classic Bruno, let's be honest. He whips it in. It's cleared by Rice. Sancho, get it down. Sancho, please. Thank God. Thank God. Right, 88 minutes. We're going to go to extra time, aren't we? We're going to go to extra time. I've not planned for this in the length of the video, but it looks like we're going to extra time. We're going to have to... I think you guys want to see this all roll through. You don't want to see highlights. You want to see a full gameplay of this Champions League final. And with what a final it's been as well. I mean, Zaire Emery's now in the field for PSG. He finds Marvin Bard. And Sancho makes the foul. And we're going to move on. Oh, wait, am I on extended? I'm on extended. Oh, extended highlights. Who even cares? It's been a great game anyway. I thought I'd put it on key. Who cares? Gonzalez finds Mbappe, Odegaard. We might as well keep it extended now, mightn't we? Varane, Casemiro, Kim Min-jae, Sancho on the ball on the right-hand side. What's he going to do with it? What's he going to do with it? He's running. He's doing very well. He sets it back to Dallo. Dallo, he's won us the Champions League game against PSG before. Garnacho. My eyes lit up. You probably saw the elation on my face there as I thought Garnacho was going to put it in for United. Donnarumma to Kimpembe. He gets it into Zaire Emery. Rashford, a great press. Bruno Fernandes bursts through and it's a shocking finish. If we don't win this game, it is all down to how bad we have been in front of goal. And it's a corner ball from Vitinha for PSG in the 100th minute. He whips it in. Kimpembe's at the back post. Varane wins the header. And Mbappe on the ball against Garnacho. Who's better? Definitely Garnacho. Maybe not defensively, however. It is cleared to Vitinha again, who does find Odegaard, who finds Mbappe. Mbappe, great save from Costa. And as 100 minutes in, we're still going strong here in this game. A 2.36 XG. I'm sweating. It's 30 degrees outside, and we are in the game of Football Manager that we've always wanted to play. Rashford to Mount to Garnacho. To start this second half of extra time, if this goes to penalties, we're going to be absolutely written off, I tell you. The stress levels. I wish I had the Fitbit on. We'd be sitting at 200 heart rate. I'm telling you that now. Sancho does win the corner for United to start us off in this second half extra time. It's probably going to come to absolutely nothing, but we shall see. Bruno Fernandes whipping the ball in. He's probably going to waste as much time again as possible being Bruno. He does whip it in eventually, and Kim Min-jae hits the crossbar again. We deserve to win this game, and if we don't, it's our own fault. I'm telling you that right now. We have made the changes we want to make. The only other change I might make is Kenneth Taylor, but it does make us a little bit more weak at the back. It's Vitinha on the corner. He whips it in. Costa brings it out. Cool, calm and collected. We are going to bring on Kenneth Taylor and DM. We are. He's going to come on and hold it down in there. Casemiro's run his work today, but we're going to bring on some fresh young legs. Baku with a header. It's an F1 track, in it. Bruno Fernandes does very, very well. He does find Garnacho eventually as well, and he sets it back to Rafa Varane. A great switch of play to Diogo Dalot down this right-hand side. Can we find Sancho? Why is he not making the run? He has eventually. It's a little bit slow, but Sancho, I've never seen such a more realistic representation of a player in my life. Bruno Fernandes! With that bottom screen coming up with a sub, I thought it was a goal. Oh, I thought Bruno had done it. It's Mbappe with a free kick. Is it cleared? What have you done? Oh, Balde, good defensive work. Great defensive work with 10 minutes to go. Extended highlights is a lot longer than key highlights. We're up to 15 minutes. I hope you guys are enjoying this, rebuild / Champions League final bonanza. Mbappe on the ball with the corner. Can he find anything? It's whipped in. Is it good? Oh, is it cleared? Can we get it cleared? Koulibaly hits the side net and then 5 to go in this game. It is coming down to the wire. Bruno Fernandes. Can he get it up and down over the wall? It will be quite something to win a Champions League final from here. From Bruno Fernandes. Oh, Donnarumma tips it past the post. And it's another corner ball to Manchester United. Wow, Bruno. What can you do? What can you do, Bruno? Can you get it in the box? He can. Varane is headed down to Garnacho. Oh, Garnacho, a little bit of fight about you, son. There's only 3 to go in the Champions League final. We're going to go to penalties. We're going to go to penalties. It's penalties. Let Garnacho, let Ten Hag do it. You do it, Eric. You do it all, son. Hand it over to Eric. You've been the man to get us here, Eric. Can you keep it going? Mbappe with the first penalty. Diego Costa, this is where you make your money, son. Mbappe. Oh, I thought he saved it. Oh, I thought he saved it. It's Bruno Fernandes first up for us. Can Bruno stick it in the back of the net? There's so much passion going on. Bruno, he blasts it into the top bins. Should we change this to be behind the goal? I think that'd be better, wouldn't it? For these few penalties here. Change it. Behind goal. Where is it? There it is. Look, now we got passion. Gonzalez. Costa. He's earned his money. The behind the goal switch. And Rashford to step up. Can he put it back for 2-1 and put us in the lead? Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford in the Champions League finals missed this penalty. Oh my good lord, it's Talisca for PSG. This is an absolutely wild game. Anderson Talisca. He blasts it over. Maybe it's the camera angle. Mount. Quickly, Mount, let me change the camera angle to TV. Is it the camera angle that's putting everyone off? Mason Mount, blast it home. Look, it's the camera angle. Confirmed. Don't let penalties be taken behind the goal. But when it's them, we'll go back behind the goal. Agate, miss it again. Prove me correct, Agate. Oh, it's not correct. It's a complete conspiracy theory gone wrong. Kenneth Taylor recently brought on. He's going to blast this home, and he full confidence in young Kenneth to put this one ahead. Kenneth Taylor. Oh, we're going to be one penalty away from the treble. What a game this has been. 18 minutes of recording. I hope you guys will stick around and watch this because this has been some passion. This has been quite the recording. Kempi is the man for PSG. Can he do it? Make sure to like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel and all that wonderful stuff as we're going to bring home a treble for a Diego Costa save. Oh, we haven't. Who's it going to be to step up and score the goal? Be Garnacho. Be Alejandro. Who's it going to be? It's Jadon Sancho. Oh my God. Jadon Sancho for the 5th and final, hopefully, penalty for Manchester United. Can he score and bring a trophy home? Jadon Sancho, you know what to do, my son. Bring it home. Jadon Sancho misses. The roller coaster of emotions carries on. It's Warren Zaire-Emery for PSG. Oh, he scores it. Oh my God. The absolute emotions is incredible. Garnacho, please, after all this. We're changing back. We're changing back. TV camera. Garnacho, step it up, son. If Garnacho scores this, we need to win. Come on, Alejandro. Please. Do not let me down. We might count some of this running. Garnacho with a penalty. A long run up. And he blasts it into the bottom corner. Marquinhos now for PSG. Can he score it? Marquinhos steps up, right-footed, hits the post. Please, please, please. Finish it here, lads. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? It's Diogo Dalot. I trust him. I trust Diogo Dalot with all my heart. I trusted Sancho as well, but Dalot is the man I trust. Diogo Dalot for the Champions League final when Manchester United have won the treble. Now this video has gone on way longer than I wanted it to, but this is what you're here for. The Champions League music. United with the treble winning. Erik ten Hag 4-3-3 tactic. This one is with no 115 charges. This one is pure passion. Erik ten Hag has done the job. We're going to lift the trophy aloft our head. United are back at the very top of football, and hopefully they will be soon. Make sure to like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my second channel as well, and I'll speak to you next time. Manchester City, treble winners in the 22-23 season, winning the FA Cup, the Premier League and the Champions League. The second team to ever do it behind Manchester United in 1999. They managed to do it with an absolute robot up front in Erling Haaland. Now, they have got 115 FFP charges over their head, and with this save to make this rebuild a little bit more difficult, we've given them a 3-year transfer ban. Now, Ilkay Gundogan, captain, has left to Barcelona. Riyad Mahrez has gone to Saudi Arabia. We've brought in Mateo Kovacic from Chelsea and Josko Gvardiol before the ban had been set in. Now, disclaimer, this is not real life. This is FM. This is fake. These charges have not been given as a transfer ban, so please don't abuse me in the comments for giving them a 3-year ban. But if you rebuild Manchester City, you've got to make things a little bit more difficult because you've got 20 youth facilities, 20 training facilities, and an unbelievable squad already at the club. So without further ado, let's get right into it and make sure to stick around to see when we win our second treble with Manchester City. I mentioned the ridiculous squad, and obviously the ridiculous tactics as well of Pep Guardiola. We're set up in a 3-2-4-1 system. If you haven't seen this tactic before, it's on the channel. The link is just below to go ahead and download this one from the Sortitoutsi website. And there's a star player in this team which you guys will already have noticed, and that is Josko Gvardiol. Now, when simulating this save, this deal was completed. Man City seemed to have maybe messed this one up in real life, but I think it will still go through a little bit later in the window. So Josko Gvardiol is here at Manchester City, 22 years of age, a fantastic centre-half with some great determination, aggression, bravery. His pace is unbelievable on the left-hand side of a back three. I think that is a fantastic signing. And the signing of Mateo Kovacic as well, I think is a very shrewd piece of business. I think it replaces Gundogan in a very good way. You can see in the tactic we have got attacking midfielder on support. I think Kovacic suits that role very, very well. Gundogan was unbelievable there. I'm sure Kovacic is going to be the exact same. I mean, in the start, we also mentioned some sort of robot guy, Erling Haaland. I mean, 20 determination, 17 acceleration, 19 pace, 18 finishing, 16 first touch. He's probably going to break lots of records in this next 5 years. He's probably going to go on to beat Alan Shearer's record in the next 5 years, because in this formation, in the tactic test, he scored 111 goals on his own. So he is going to be a little bit good, but I'm expecting this team to sort of decline a slight bit over the next 5 years. Obviously, we've got Kevin De Bruyne of 32 years of age. I guarantee at the end of this save at 37, he will no longer be maybe at the club, but not be a star man indeed. We've got youngsters like Julian Alvarez, who's just 24 years of age and is absolutely fantastic, who I'm sure is going to flourish. You've got Manchester City youngster Cole Palmer as well, who with this ban coming in is probably going to get much more of an opportunity than he would do in real life if they were able to splash the cash. And obviously as well, we have got the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Grealish. He loves a beer, he loves a night out, but guess what? He's also going to be fantastic over these next 5 years. I mean, great dribbling, great flair. I mean, who doesn't actually really like Jack Grealish? It's quite hard to dislike him, and you can tell I am indeed a Manchester United fan. One more player I do actually also really like in real life, and it's hard to like him, is Phil Foden. Now, this guy is absolutely outrageous and is such a good footballer to watch. With 17 dribbling, 17 first touch, great flair, determination, vision, work rate, pace, technique. He is absolutely fantastic. Just 24 years of age. By the end of this 5 years, he is going to be in his absolute prime. Now, obviously, last season, we ended up winning the treble. This season, it's going to be very difficult to go ahead and do that same thing. We need to win a couple of trophies because, you know, the morale is going to be a little bit down. 3 years of no transfers. So by 2026, we can start making transfers. This first 3 years is going to go quite thick and quite fast. Season 4 and Season 5, we're going to bring in some absolute wonder kids. So make sure to stick around to see who we're going to sign for Manchester City, not Manchester United. But let's get right into it. Season number 1, the simulation. Who can we go out and beat? We start things off at the start of the season in the Super Cup with a 4-1 battering of Roma. Now, I do want to show quite a few highlights with this tactic because it is absolutely fantastic, and you guys are going to enjoy seeing a hell of a lot of goals and a lot from Robot Man Erling Haaland. You see John Stones here bursting through from the back line, finds Rodri, finds Haaland, dishes it off to De Bruyne. On the outside of his foot, he finds the top corner. Stones again with a drive and run forward, finds Julian Alvarez, takes it out wide, drops it in, and Phil Foden batters it in off the post. In the 90th minute, Alvarez is going to whip this one in, and Haaland is going to knock it home for 4-1. And the most impressive thing of this game is 39 shots, 4.45 XG, and 60% possession. Now, obviously, the Super Cup is not the only tournament that we did end up winning. We ended up winning the other absolutely massive one at the start of the season, the Community Shield. Haaland got a brace, Foden got one, Saka got one for Arsenal, but it wasn't quite enough to beat Manchester City in this one. Now, I have to say, the Carabao Cup, we lost in the final to Arsenal. Extra time, Arsenal have done it. They've knocked us out. Haaland scored, Alvarez was injured, Cole Palmer, with a lot of passion, ended up getting sent off at the 91st minute. Saka and Gabby Jesus won it for Arsenal in a real ding-dong battle of 59 shots over the whole entire match. That is absolutely outrageous and probably one of the most fun games to ever go and watch in real life. A Man City versus Arsenal final with 59 shots. In the FA Cup, I mean, I always banter it. Spurs never win trophies. They actually beat us in the FA Cup final. A 3-2 victory. Heung-min Son with 2 goals. Harry Kane with 1. Stones and Alvarez scored for us, but Haaland was not available for this one. He was injured. So Alvarez took the line. Sergio Gomez off the right wing. Grealish off the left. Kovacic and Foden and Cam. Looks like De Bruyne was also not available. So glad to see we didn't win that one. The Champions League, we obviously won it last year. Very convincingly a 1-0 victory over Inter Milan. This season, we were placed up against Real Madrid in the final. And it starts off with an Alaba penalty to make it 1-0 for Real Madrid. Jack Grealish down this left-hand side. A great switch of play to Cole Palmer, who gets the start, finds De Bruyne, and he knocks it home for 1-1. Kovacic sitting deep, finds Cole Palmer again, always involved in this final, finds Julian Alvarez for 2-1. I'm going to get a third very, very quickly. Grealish, Rodri, Laporte, Grealish over the top, and Julian Alvarez knocks it home for 3-1. Before Real Madrid come back with 1 goal. Zaniolo finding an Militao, Valverde, Zaniolo finishes at home for a goal for Real Madrid. But a 3-2 victory in this final. Another dominant display from ourselves. Out-XGing them, outscoring them, out-shooting them. Sadly, possession, we lost by 1%, so basically a loss. But another treble in this season because of the Champions League, the Super Cup and the Community Shield. Obviously 2 massive trophies in there. We didn't win the Premier League. That went to the greatest club in the world, Manchester United. 92 points. Very impressive season. 30 wins, 2 draws and 6 losses. But we come second place on 85 points, which I believe off the top of my head is the same as they got this season. So we basically won the league. We'll take it. Good job. But yeah, 85 points, 66 goal difference, 26 wins, 7 draws and 5 losses. Erling Haaland, just the 46 goals in the Premier League and 70 overall in the whole season and just 11 assists. So he done it right, and he was out from the start of April. So he's quite good, isn't he, on this game? Good old Erling Haaland. For Norway now, 33 caps and 38 games. It's going to be interesting to see if he does break Shearer's record. We'll add on at the end the goals he scored from last season because obviously they haven't sort of got into place. Assist-wise, Julian Alvarez with 17 assists. Jack Grealish with 15 as well. And if we actually go into the squad and break down how we actually performed, like I said, 70 goals for Haaland, 35 goals and 26 assists for Julian Alvarez. What a fantastic season this season. A real breakout year after a sort of bit part role last season with the transfer ban coming in. And obviously with Gundogan leaving, he's going to get a lot more game time anyway. And he looks absolutely fantastic now. 16 first touch, great finishing, flair, stamina, pace, work rate. He is absolutely brilliant and obviously helped get us a few trophies on the way. Phil Foden with 18 and 17. Kevin De Bruyne with 16 and 20. Cole Palmer started 38 games and got 20 off the bench, scoring 14 goals and 11 assists. So again, really happy to see Cole Palmer come through the academy and do absolute wonders as well. James McAtee out on loan. Ruben Diaz with 7 goals. Jack Grealish scored 6. But did get 26 assists. Sergio Gomez as well, just 15 starts, but 17 assists and 2 goals. Obviously, all the wonder kids that have left to join Southampton for £40 million each are all out the door, but it doesn't mean we aren't going to get more wonder kids come through. And James Nichols, George Moody, Dennis Moses and Sam Evans are all 5-star potential players at Manchester City. So their potential is going to be absolutely outrageous. We'll have to keep an eye on how they do progress. In the under-21s, no one fantastic stands now that could potentially break into the side. Kai possibly could, but when you look in depth on his stats, he doesn't quite look like a Premier League standard player. Obviously, we are Manchester City, so we're pretty good in the Premier League as well. Obviously, we're now going to go ahead straight to the end of season number 2. No transfers to spend. The transfer money is going up. We've got £338 million. Don't worry, I'm not going to spend £1 billion as soon as we get the chance. I mean, that's what they would do in real life, but we're not going to do that in this save. Season 2, let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and win the Premier League, get that title back, maybe another couple of trophies along the way as well. So we start things off in the Champions League final, and this is not something that I would like to see in real life. A Manchester City versus Manchester United final. Alessandro Martinez's own goal gives Manchester City the Champions League trophy. A very, very good game. Man City, obviously, very good team. United setting up in a 5-2-3 with Raspadori, Rashford and Fernandes up front, Mount, Casemiro, Mukiele, Shaw, Jose Jimenez, Martinez, Varane and Anthony Trubin in goal. A very, very interesting side for United. But we have come ahead and we have won the Champions League trophy. Back-to-back years. 3 years in a row now for City winning the Champions League. Again, as a United fan, that is quite painful, but I suppose that's sort of my job here in this rebuild, to continuously win Champions League trophies. And speaking of continuously winning trophies, how about another FA Cup trophy? Building out from the back, Edison decides to go long. A mistake at the back line, and Haaland is going to punish Chelsea for that one. Just 26 minutes into this one, Vardiel, finding Laporte, finding Foden, ball over the top. Erling Haaland's there to finish it off yet again for a second goal. And he's going to get a hat-trick. Akanji's going to intercept this one. He's going to burst forward. He's going to find Haaland from a goal. And he's going to bag it for a hat-trick in a FA Cup final. Chelsea are going to get one back. Sterling, but then Tammy Abraham, who blasts this one home. But, you know, another win for Manchester City. Another FA Cup final. 15 shots to their 14. Great on the XG. Dominated on possession. I think the difference was that robot, Erling Haaland, up front. Last season, the trophy that eluded us was the Premier League trophy. Was it going to be 2 seasons in a row of not winning it? No, it wasn't. We did end up winning it on 84 points. We scored 104 goals, conceded just 48, and had a goal difference of 56. In terms of player stats, I've actually managed to bugger up the sort of save where you save it, so I can't see you exactly how many goals, but Haaland did get 56 goals in the Premier League alone, scored 108 in 63 games, and I mean, he's an absolute alien. This guy is just simply fantastic. I'm guessing a lot of players as well did fantastic in terms of the rest of the team. Jack Grealish last season managed to score 4 goals, 7 assists. Only played 39 games last season, to be fair, did Jack Grealish. Phil Foden, hopefully last season, another fantastic season. 7 goals, 4 assists, scored 16 over the whole entire season. Kevin De Bruyne, how did he do last season? 7 goals, 15 assists is quite good for Kevin De Bruyne. And Julian Alvarez as well, after a fantastic first season, fell off a little bit. 3 goals and 8 assists, just 5 and 18 over the whole entire season. But good to see him still getting on the score sheet. Cole Palmer had a fantastic first season. Last season, made 6 starts, 13 off the bench, scored just 4 goals and 3 assists. Very weird how FM sometimes simulates things going forward. Obviously, that is our last simulation we have done for season number 2. We're going to go ahead now, season number 3, finish off this transfer ban period, and then we can start spending some sweet, sweet money and bring in some absolutely unbelievable wonder kids you guys are going to see the Spanish contingency we bring through in the next 2 years. Well, I managed to not actually mess up a save file, which is absolutely fantastic. A 3-2 victory in the Community Shield, a brace from Haaland, a goal from De Bruyne, Salah and Kvaratskhelia for Liverpool getting the goals over there. Unbelievable front three of Salah, Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia, Dewsbury Hall, Matthias Nunes and Fabinho midfield of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kim Min-jae, Van Dijk, Robertson and Kelleher in goal. Obviously, Alisson being rested for the Community Shield. But that team for Liverpool is absolutely fantastic. We managed to beat them 3-2 in the Community Shield. In the Super Cup as well, we won 4-2 against Spurs. We lost it last season to Liverpool. But a hat-trick from Haaland, a goal from Cole Palmer and a late goal from Fedi Kadiglu for Spurs. Made it a little bit squeaky, but we ended up winning that one 4-2. A nice, easy victory. In the FA Cup, we knocked down the 5th round by Liverpool, who lost in the final to Chelsea. In the Carabao Cup, we knocked down the quarterfinals by West Ham, of all clubs. And a 2-1 loss, which is absolutely infuriating. It means we still haven't won the Carabao Cup. There was a time when Man City always won this 4 times in a row. We can't get our hands on it now, so that's a little bit frustrating. Another thing that's frustrating, Premier League. We lost it by 1 point to Chelsea, and Haaland scored 69 goals in the Premier League alone, scored 116 overall this season. 12 assists. He is absolutely outrageous on this game. It's actually scary how good he is. And if he comes out anywhere close to these numbers in real life, we might as well just, you know, sack it all off and go and support Al Ali or something in Saudi Arabia, because Haaland on an 8.35 average rating was outrageous. Sergio Gomez this season got 31 assists and 8 goals, and last season he also got 3 goals and 15 assists, so he is really progressing into a fantastic winger. I'm guessing he is probably sort of, I guess, sometimes on the right hand side, because he obviously can play inverted, and also playing on that Jack Grealish role down the left wing. So very excited to see how well he is doing. Obviously this is the last season where we cannot make signings, and I mean, we're going to have a lot of money to go ahead and spend. We've got £371 million, and the trophy that I haven't shown you this year is because we haven't won it. We lost in the semi-finals to Real Madrid, and winning in the final was Arsenal. Meaning, obviously, the Champions League has been in England for 5 years, but our 4-year Champions League dominant spell has ended. It would have been quite cool to get 5 in a row, I suppose, but we're not going to manage to get that one, even though Haaland scored 27 goals in the Champions League alone. I've alluded to the Spanish contingency coming in. We've got £371 million spent. The finances are looking great now. The charges are all gone. Obviously, they were imaginary charges. We did it for a little bit of fun. To show you guys the under-18s, the potential is absolutely fantastic. Dennis Moses, who we have mentioned, is looking good, 18 years of age, possibly needs to go out on loan. And Nicky Ale, Charlie McCormick, Magnus Kundal, and Richie Hambry looking good as well. We've got James Nichols now in a under-21s role. Looks fantastic. Welsh winger, 16 off the ball, great finishing, dribbling, and pace. But we're going to go ahead and spend some money. We've had 3 years of being strapped, not spending a single penny. I need to get it out of my system. So let's go and spend a hell of a lot of money and bring in some absolutely unbelievable Wonder Kids. Before we get into the Wonder Kids signings, I want to say a massive thank you to the Patrons on screen right now. You guys are absolute legends, and if you do want to pick up this save file, it's going to be down in the Patreon link below. Obviously, a Man City save file might not be the most fun, but the Aston Villa rebuild we done the other day is fantastic. We've got Inter Milan, AC Milan. If you're a Manchester United fan watching a Man City rebuild, try being one making it, but there is also that rebuild down there as well. So you guys, if you do want to pick up any rebuild files, they are down in the Patreon below, and a massive thank you to anyone that supports over there. If you're on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. It helps me out massively. We've pushed over 2k, and you guys are all absolute legends. Now, we're mentioning a Spanish contingency coming through into the club, and the first sign is going to be £115 million of Nico Williams, a 24-year-old winger who is absolutely fantastic. Some unbelievable pace, great off the ball work, great vision work, great passing, finishing, dribbling, runs the ball down both flanks. And for 115 million after 3 outrageous signings in Spain, where a 7.34, a 7.28 and a 7.23 average rating, we had to go in and grab them, didn't we? We had to go out and find some of the best players in the world. And Nico Williams is the first man we have brought in. And trust me, that's only the start, because Yeremy Pino has been brought in for the other wing as well. I mentioned we went for a lot of Spanish players, and there's another one in season at number 5. Now, Yeremy Pino, we know how great this guy is. Great dribbling, flair, technique, vision, pace is fantastic as well. Very tricky little winger, and is absolutely outrageous on this game. £50 million again after 3 fantastic seasons in Spain, all above a 7.14 average rating. So great to get Yeremy Pino into the club. And a player they've been linked with quite heavily in real life, another Spaniard in Gabri Vega. Now, here's going to be more of a rotation option in that cam role behind De Bruyne, Foden, Palmer. He's still absolutely fantastic. On FM, I don't think his ability is quite as good as it is in real life. This guy is an absolute superstar in real life. So Gabri Vega is into the club, and hopefully we're going to see some absolute wonders from him over the next couple of years now, because there's only 2 left to go. Devon Wrench has been brought in, the first man who's not Spanish, as a backup centre-back. Now, he is absolutely fantastic again on this year's game. Some great stats, some great pace, great passing, determination. Again, it's a very Manchester City Pep Guardiola centre-back, I think. Very similar to a Nathan Ake build. Great pace, great build for a centre-back as well in a 3-back system. And the final sign I'm going to make is Romeo Lavia. Now, Romeo Lavia, heavy linked to Liverpool in real life. They seem to be dilly-dallying over it. Well, he's also come through the Manchester City Academy, and on this save, Liverpool didn't pick him up, so we're going to go ahead and pick up Romeo Lavia for ourselves. Now, it was a signing which we did go and make for £40 million, but He's absolutely fantastic. And as a rotation option for Rodri, for John Stones, who's obviously getting on now because we are in 2026. Romeo Lavia, I'm sure, is going to get a hell of a lot of gameplay. Now, a few players that have left the club over the last few years, we'll go through them now. Sergio Gomez has left to go to Chelsea for £30 million. Laporte has left to PSG for 17. We've had a few outgoings here of Calvin Phillips, even to Newcastle last season. The season before that, no one really ended up leaving this club. And before that, no one again really ended up leaving the club. Obviously, having a transfer ban, we didn't want to get rid of too many players because that would have been very, very scary. We're in a lot of competitions this season. Again, the Community Shield, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, Champions League and Premier League. But the squad is looking absolutely fantastic. When we look at our best 11, I think we've done a very good job. Ederson in goal, Wrench, Diaz and Gvardiol as the back three. Rodri and Lavia in midfield. Williams on the right, Pino on the left, De Bruyne and Foden in cam, with Haaland up front. Sam Evans is a young player that's come through the academy, 18 years of age. How good does he look? 5-star potential. He looks absolutely fantastic. He's the backup goalkeeper to Ederson. Akanji, Doyle and Ake are the back three centre-backs. Now, Ake I haven't mentioned too much. On FM, he's not quite as good as he in real life. I think in real life, he's a fantastic centre-half and has just signed a brand new contract. He didn't have a sort of bit part player role. Hopefully, he can progress very well. He's only 30, well, he's now 32 years of age, so he won't progress much more, but he is still here at the club. Rico Lewis has been developed into a CDM. He's been playing, again, a sort of very minor bit part role in the club, but a very good backup with John Stones. Cole Palmer, James McAtee, Gabri Vega and Jack Grealish make up the back four, the front four backups, with Julian Alvarez, the backup to Erling Haaland as well. Liam Delap is still here. A lot of the Wonder Kids are here as well in the first team, training with the lads and going out and playing under 18s and under 21s football as well. So a very good way to develop your Wonder Kids if you did not know that. Let's go ahead and have some fun. We've still got a lot of money in the bank, £160 million. I told you I wasn't going to go too outrageous. I mean, if we look at where we actually spent, it was only 260 million, so not that bad, not that much money. Now we've made some signings. Surely the trophies are going to come flying in. Season 4, let's go and win some. Well, you can spend the money you want on Wonder Kids on the wings, anywhere you want, but when you've got a player like Phil Foden in the club, you're doing pretty well already. A 4-1 victory in the Community Shield, a hat-trick from Phil Foden with 2 goals very late on the 90th and 94th minute. We brought home the Community Shield, which is fantastic. It's a trophy which City always end up winning. We've now won in 3 out of the 4 seasons, so very happy to bring that one home. And would you believe me if I told you that was the only trophy we won all season? Probably wouldn't, because you can see I'm clicking around on the screen, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to win in the FA Cup. Now, we're seeing this Liverpool team with Kvaratskhelia, Osimhen, Salah, etc. Now, the team is absolutely fantastic, and they did end up going 1-0 up through a Trent ball in, Kvaratskhelia back post header. We're going to go ahead and get 2 very quick goals. Stones, Ruben Diaz, Lavia with ball over the top to Yeremy Pino, who gets his goal for Manchester City. Yeremy Pino on the ball again, finds Foden, great ball through to Erling Haaland. Made a mistake from the goalkeeper, but he does manage to finish it off in the end. It's going to be 2-0 here with Salah on the ball, finding Kvaratskhelia at the back post. Fantastic goal again, but that's all their goals done. And we're just getting started. Haaland's going to score from the penalty spot, and the final goal is going to come from Haaland on the ball, going to battle, find De Bruyne, and he's going to blast it home at 36 years of age to make it 4-2 in this one. Again, a very sort of tight, tough game against Liverpool. We've got a fantastic side now this far in the future. And would you tell me, if that was the only trophy we won, a proper trophy, you wouldn't believe me, would you? I made the signings and made things worse. We got knocked out in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup by Arsenal and knocked out in the semi-finals of the Champions League by PSG. We lost to Liverpool, which means the title still stays in England for the whole time. But a 7-5 aggregate game is absolutely outrageous. Lost 6-1 at home, it looks like. Very weird FM. Classic FM. Just chucking up some very random results. In the Premier League as well, we did lose the title. We didn't win it. Liverpool won it on 84 points. We had 81, meaning we've actually won the league once in 5 years. And I promise you, this isn't a sort of like mission to stop Manchester City winning trophies. That's not why I've done this. It very much looks like it. However, with 84 points, 81 points, a 64 goal difference. Haaland over 100 goals again. He scored 234 goals in 137 games. This season was his best with an 8.58 average rating. I mean, this guy's very good, isn't he? I mean, I'm going to have to tally it up before I start recording for Season 5 because I want to see if he does actually break the Premier League record in just 6 seasons. That'd be pretty outrageous. In terms of how the team actually done this year, 14 goals and 17 assists for Nico Williams, 11 and 14 from De Bruyne, 21 and 27 from Phil Foden, 11 and 16 from Yerry Pino, and obviously 103 and 20 from Erling Haaland, 22 assists from Julian Alvarez, 12 assists from Jack Grealish, Cole Palmer just 3 and 4, James McAtee just 2 and 1, Gabri Vega just 1 and 1 as well. Not getting too much game time, to be honest. Nathan Ake again playing a fairly decent role. Kanji with 15 and 24 as well. And a few of the Wonder Kids actually got in and played a few games as well, which is quite good to see. New signing Devin Wrench also done quite well, scoring a goal and assist and a 6.91 average rating. Lavia as well, a 7 average rating next to Rodri. Fantastic, 4 goals and 7 assists. More money to spend, £312 million. And I'm going to go and get the best Wonder Kid in the game, shall we? Let's go and bring in Gavi, I think, in that number 10 role. Just imagine a world of Gavi and Foden in cam behind Erling Haaland. I mean, that is pretty scary, isn't it? And obviously on FM we can make these things happen. I've not titled this one as a realistic rebuild, but £165 million. We've brought in one of the best talents in real life. And you know the scariest part is, we're in 2027. This guy is just 23 years of age. Great stats all round. Great dribbling, first touch, anticipation, composure. There's too many stats that are dark green to read out. He's extremely consistent. He loves a big match. I had to get it in somewhere in this video. I mean, he's absolutely fantastic. I mean, like I said, a front 3 triangle of Foden, Gavi and Haaland is a little bit scary and a little bit fun. And I think there's someone as well that I'd quite like to bring in DM to sort of play across Romeo Lavia. That man's Jude Bellingham. He's had his fun in Real Madrid for 4 years. It's now time for him to come to Manchester City and dominate England as well. 20 determination, great flair, passing. I mean, it's Jude Bellingham. We know how unbelievably fantastic this guy is. And again, he's only 25 years of age at this point in our save, which is mind-numbingly scary because he is one of the best players to watch in real life already, and he's just fantastic. So Jude Bellingham is also here at Manchester City, along with Gavi, Foden, Haaland. So is Andrew Omabamadele. Now, it's not quite the star names that were brought in recently, but a very, very good centre-half. Obviously, has been at Norwich his whole career and has done absolute wonders for him as well, keeping him in the Premier League for a few seasons. As a backup centre-half, I think he's fantastic. He sort of helps with the quota. He's very consistent. He loves a big match. He's very big. He's very good. And he's very fast centre-back as well. So, sort of suits coming in as a backup centre-half. And the other one who brought in is Etienne Tipple. Now, a 5-star wonder kid. Good potential in him. Obviously not a real-life player, but good to come in and be a backup centre-half. Now, leaving the club on the free transfers, I think we actually had quite a few. We had, oh no, we didn't actually. I completely lied. A few of the younger players in real life have left the club, but no one major. And I mean, the squad now is looking outrageous. So far, a start 11 of Edison, Wrench, Diaz, and Guardiola. Rodri and Bellingham as the 2 DMs, Nico Williams, Gavi, Foden, Pino and Haaland, with Evans, Omabamdele, Dennis Moses and Tipple as the backup centre-backs, Rico Lewis, Lavia as the backup DMs, Jack Nichols, who is a younger player that's come through the academy. I showed you him earlier on. He looks absolutely fantastic. Kevin De Bruyne, Gabri Vega, Cole Palmer, Julian Alvarez, John Stones, Jack Grealish still at the club, and Kevin De Bruyne now at 37 years of age. He still looks quite good and looks like he'd probably dominate every single game he's playing still, because the stats are absolutely outrageous. And the player that he is, he doesn't really need the pace. So we'll see what Kevin De Bruyne can do in season number 5. Again, lots of trophies to go ahead and win. Let's try and bring home all 5 in this final season. Season number 5, let's go and win it all. We'd like to know that Erling Haaland has absolutely battered Alan Shearer's Premier League goal record. He scored 260, Alan Shearer, in his Premier League career, and Erling Haaland in 6 years has got 312 goals in just 6 seasons, scoring another 76 in this season overall. Played just 25 games this season after a few quite big injuries. He's actually been quite injury prone the whole time. He's had quite a few injuries this season as well, when, you know, maybe a little bit of age catching up to him. He's only 28. I mean, this guy's an absolute robot. Just 25 starts and still managed to bag 42 goals. So Erling Haaland has absolutely smashed through Alan Shearer's record. So a little bit of fun, we have managed to do that one. Now, Champions League, we obviously won it in the first couple of seasons. Are we going to win it in season number 5? So to cap things off, what do you guys reckon? Of course we have. We managed to beat Liverpool in a 3-0 victory. Foden on the ball down the line is going to battle side by side. Let's speed this up a little bit, shall we? He's going to get the ball into the box and Haaland is going to poke it home for 1-0. Foden on the ball again, whipping it in to Haaland at the back post, who scores another goal and a third one of Rodri. Haaland, now he sets up Foden. He sets through Yerry Pino to make it 3-0 in 14 minutes, and that was it. That's all she wrote. A 5-minute burst of goals, and we absolutely battered them. And that was it. We won the Champions League, and obviously very good to tick that one off as well. Carabao Cup, are we going to win that one? Yes, a 4-1 victory against Newcastle. 2 from Erling Haaland, 1 from Pino and 1 from Rodri, and a goal from Alexander Isak from Newcastle. Was it enough to stop us? And Yeremy Pino this season, 20 assists and 9 goals. A fantastic signing. He looks absolutely outrageous now. Just the age of 26. Another absolute wonder kid here at Manchester City, looking very, very good. Premier League, did we win that one? We did indeed. Level on points with Arsenal, but 77 points. We have managed to do it. We did win just 2 Premier League titles all time in 5 years, which is a little bit poor, I have to say. But again, it wasn't a sabotage mission. Just a 3-year FFP ban will do that to you. So stop getting your 115 charges, Manchester City. Again, completely, I don't know if this is going to happen. It's just a little bit of fun. But Haaland with 42 goals, an 8.42 average rating, Foden 15 assists, and Kevin De Bruyne, we mentioned he's very good. He still played 50 games and got 22 assists at the age of 37. So yeah, and he turns 38 in like 15 days. He's a little bit good. He's actually retiring after playing 50 games in the Premier League and lifting another sort of fake treble, because we didn't win the FA Cup. We're knocked out in the 5th round by Leeds. We did win the Community Shield, one of the biggest trophies out there to win. We won it in 4 out of the 5 seasons, so I think that's a massive, massive dub. So we won 5 trophies, including the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. I think we won it just once. We won it twice, actually, so that's 7 trophies. Champions League, we won 8, 9, 10 trophies, and the Premier League we won just twice. So 12 trophies in 5 years here at Manchester City, and the club is looking very, very good. 76 goals for Erling Haaland, 9 and 20 from Pino, 13 and 30 assists from Phil Foden. Gavi with 7 goals and 8 assists. Nico Williams, 10 and 18. Bellingham, fantastic DM partnership with Rodri, a 6.98 average rating. Gvardiol, Devin Wrench, Ruben Diaz, fantastic. The wonder kids here are outrageous. And like I said, this reboot file is available in the Patreon down below, so make sure you're heading down to that one. If you haven't already, head over and watch the Aston Villa rebuild. It's an absolute banger, and trust me, you don't want to miss us winning another Champions League.